Hello everybody and welcome to a very special video here on the Shotgun 1000 channel. I am of course the Shotgun 1000 here with Bunny for Duty, and I'd like to welcome you to the Mario Kart vs. Race special. When you won't tell me when to load up game. Thank you. So last time I tried doing this, it actually loaded up before I got a chance to actually say what this video was about, and then this time I think it's kind of stayed obvious. But anyway, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be doing a versus race special here on the channel. We are going to be doing 32 races. The courses will be random. Items will be recommended. All vehicles allowed, and CPU will be on hard. Now, last time I tried doing this, I kind of accidentally left the versus race when I got to race 15, and I kind of botched the whole thing up. So today we're going to make sure that doesn't happen again. As a human player will be myself as Waluigi, and we used the Dragon Netty last time and we kind of made things look a whole lot easy, but this time we're going to use the torpedo. Now, usually I'm not really great when it comes to manual drifting on a bike. I'm more likely into automatic. But let's try it. Let's use manual drifting on a bike. And I'm going to try my best to do commentary as best as I can in these races, but I can't guarantee I'll do all of them, as our first race is in the Maple Treeway. Okay, we are off with Waluigi going up to a head start in 7th place, getting no item whatsoever, going all over the place already, kind of getting used to the whole manual drifting, as you can tell. It's dropped down to 10th, but with no item, that's kind of unsurprising. But he will be able to recover, no problem. I mean, okay, he's got no item yet again. Oh no, he's falling off the track. That's not a good start. Okay, Waluigi, can he actually catch back up? Oh, there's a star on the ground that somebody just left. Very rare chance you can actually see that happen on the tree. Well, fallen leaves, sorry. Kind of hard to like do this while driving at the exact same time. I do apologize. Okay, a POW showing up. Got to make sure to use all those mushrooms, otherwise they'll be scattered all over the place. And that was also the very first item that Waluigi had. All the other items he actually missed because they were already grabbed. Gotta make sure not to get that tailgating thing going on. Baby Daisy with the star going into the cannon. Doesn't seem like anything's going off so good for Waluigi at the current stage. He is staying in 10th place currently. He's got an item, but he went to the banana. I think that's actually a good thing too, because he would have fell off track otherwise. Okay, going around the bend, using the mushroom efficiently. Not taking the half pipe exit this time, but then again, it's not really much of an exit. It is a half pipe. And Wario falling off the stage from the POW. And now Waluigi's got himself another item. It is 3 red shells. You can fire 3 homing shells right at any competitor, hitting Funky with that thundercloud that will shrink anybody who actually holds it for more than 10 seconds. And as state implies, and a third POW showing up. Diddy Kong getting hit by the red shell, allowing Waluigi. No! That turn really is hard to do on manual drifting. I do apologize about that. And go figure, Toad in Mega Mushroom mode managed to squish me as soon as I got dropped back on the stage. We're in the lead currently is Daisy. She's got a really big lead currently. but will we be able to crawl back in there? I don't think we'll be able to. As we're currently in 7th place, going across the final jump before approaching the hammock. It honestly does look like a hammock, and the final item is a blooper, the most worst item in all of Mario Kart. But on the bright side, Waluigi did actually manage to get 6th, so not going up to be a good start for Team Human. At least I'm actually making it more challenging, because last time I tried doing this when I used the Dragonetti, I basically got 1st place almost every single time. So we're going to have an interesting challenge over here. I'm going to be changing controller setting, because I thought I could actually do manual drifting with the steering wheel, but unfortunately I can only do it with a nunchuck. And apparently I've plugged it in, but it didn't actually recognize it. Hang on. Hang on, we're having some technical problems here. Yeah, we are having huge technical problems here. I do apologize about this. Apparently it doesn't want to recognize the nunchuck. It honestly doesn't want to recognize it. Well, we're just going to have to do it with the steering wheel. Okay? So the next race is going to be try to keep it nice and chilled while having a cool time with the penguins in N64 Sherbet Lands. And we're off as they immediately go around the first bend with all these sliding penguins. We've got to make sure not to drive into a single one of them because they will make you dizzy. For no apparent reason. I have no idea why, but that is to be the case. And mushroomed already into somebody with a star. That is not a really good sign. I guess Team Mayo is actually proving to pull a weight on their mind after what happened on their failed attempt. Doing nice manual drifting over here, avoiding all those penguins, and that one move managed to boost Waluigi from almost last to almost first. And as the blue shell shows up for Baby Mario, allowing Waluigi to take the lead for the first time in the competition. He's got to make sure not to let anything distract him here, and he's immediately lost it to the Diddy Kong. Now, last time when we did the human versus AI business, the 3 opponents that Waluigi had to watch out for was in fact Daisy as well as Diddy Kong and Toadette. But I don't see Toadette in this competition at all. I just see Diddy Kong and Daisy as Waluigi got shot by a bullet bill. Using the mushrooms efficiently to try and catch us to the competition again. Avoiding that penguin skillfully. But not that one. Now it's using the golden mushroom to catch up to the competition once more. Immediately boosting up in there. And taking the lead because of it. And then having a quick dip because he realized he overheated the engine. No, not really. Not really. But with that, it kind of boosted all the way back down to last place again. But I'm sure he will bounce back. He'll always find a way. Not being able to get an item this time. The item was taking too long to load. And somebody in last place actually was given a banana. That is not a recommended item for anybody who is in last place. The recommended item for somebody in last place would be something along the lines of a thundercloud, thunderbolt, Bullet Bill or Star. Waluigi missing an item, but making sure not to get hit by the penguin. But he ends up hitting a wall instead as he's dropped down to 5th. He's trying his very hardest to actually boost his way back into this. His last chance to get a decent item. What's it going to be? One singular red shell. Manages to hit the leader, who is currently Daisy. But the blue shell actually stops him in his tracks. Well, things are not proving to be so good so far with the manual drifting torpedo. But then again, the first 2 stages that we had are actually terrible for manual drifting on a torpedo. So, you're going to have to, like, forgive it slightly. So we're going to need a miracle for Waluigi to catch up in this. As our 3rd race. Prepare to grow your banana trees to shoot into the volcanic blues as we go to the GCN Donkey Kong Mountain. I tried my best to come up with a really good introduction for all the stages, and I'm still improving on it, bit by bit. And starting off the 3rd race, can Waluigi actually have a better run this time, other than the previous few attempts? I think he's probably a little bit angry about that last race after the blue shell hitting Dry Bones when it should have kept going for the drivers who was ahead of him. But actually, that's something I should really point out, the blue shell business. I actually said this in the failed recordings of the Mario Kart tournament previously. But there was one time when I was doing a Mario... This is actually off commentary now, this is actually talking about a real story. I was playing Mario Kart. I was in 1st place. A blue shell got fired, and it was coming straight for me. That's all fine and good, right? Because it actually makes total sense, because I was in 1st place. But when the blue shell was 1 corner away from catching up, I lost my place from 1st to 3rd. And then the blue shell arrived to attack the leader, but even though I wasn't in 1st place, the blue shell still attacked me and sent me down even further from 3rd place to last. And this was on lap 2, this honestly was on lap 2, not lap 3. So, it's kind of unforgiving, that really. We might actually see it happen here, but we can't guarantee it to be the outcome. But one thing I can honestly say is, when a race is finished, when somebody has crossed the finish line, the blue shell will then target a new player who is actually 1st in line to cross the finish line next. So like say, if 1st to 5th already crossed the finish line, then the 1st place person that the blue shell will go to would be somebody in 6th. That's basically how it goes. So anyway, we're on the final lap now. Diddy Kong and Daisy are actually in the top spot, which is no surprise at all. Managing to prevent Waluigi from taking an item, and then Diddy Kong tried to fire a red shell backwards to hit Waluigi in the face. Which is no surprise, because this is a human versus AI business. So Team Human of the 1 has to compete against the Team AI of the 11. Seems like an unfair disadvantage for Waluigi and Team Human, but he's been in this role many times. As he's having a really bad run here. Oh, the Thunderbolt actually helped him there to slow down efficiently. But once again, Daisy managed to overtake him, and Waluigi finished in 5th. So that lead between Daisy and Waluigi is actually increased even more. But more importantly, so is Baby Mario and Diddy Kong, who are currently tied in 1st place. But it says Baby Mario is in 2nd place, even though that's not really true, because of the fact that, well, Diddy Kong actually finished the previous races faster than Baby Mario. That's the reason being. As we go into race 4, prepare to get your worker gloves on and put on some safety goggles as we go deep inside the Toad's factory. And we're off, going around the first bend towards the Stampede conveyor belt. Waluigi using the wheelie to his advantage, getting hit by a banana by Diddy Kong, which is no surprise at all. You can't really avoid anything when you're doing a wheelie, because you have to do a sharp turn in order to stop the wheelie from happening. Bob-bombs away as it blows up nobody. That's going to be like a recurring trend, that is. As he's going across the conveyor belt, almost driving into the wall. He did that time. And now he's taking the little speed booster. And the red shell managed to hit Waluigi on the side when it shouldn't have actually done it. Actually, that's another true story. There's been many times where a red shell got fired by the team AI. It went past me, stopped, did a U-turn, and then went back to hit me in the face. But when I throw the red shell on the AI and it goes past them, it doesn't stop and do a U-turn. Instead, it just carries on going forward as if, like, there was no target there. So anyway, we're in Mega Mushroom mode now to see if we can actually crush anybody, but unfortunately that's not going to mean to be the case, because they're just too far ahead. And we managed to miss an item. And nearly get hit by a green shell. Missed the speed boost. Struggling to catch up here, unfortunately. Okay, we managed to grab an item. 3 red shells, and the stamps managed to slow us down significantly. Waluigi is actually trying his hardest to catch up on the field. He is currently in 3rd place, being electrocuted by the Thunderbolt. But he manages to get a Thundercloud, which is actually not a good item. He needs to pass that on to somebody quickly or just fall off the map. And that's actually put him all the way down to last. Things are not really looking up so great for Team Human at the moment. But I guess the tide has been turned because he turned into a Bullet Bill. Unfortunately, though, that means he's going to miss the final item boxes as he's now moved up into 8th. And once again, Team Human has won yet another race. Team AI, sorry. Diddy Kong has won yet... Diddy Kong's actually won pretty much 3 of the 4 races so far. So things aren't actually looking so great so far. We're going to need to try and work something out here. A strategy for Team Human. So, we've done 4 races so far. Join us after the break to see if Waluigi for Team Human can actually pull something out of the bag. Because at the moment, it didn't have a really good start. Based on the fact that he's been constantly budged around all over the place with these items... He couldn't get the turning efficiently, and also, well, it's basically because the first 4 stages are not really compatible for manual drifting on a bike. So, hopefully he can get good ones eventually, but other than that, it's just going to have to be a slow moving progress with the manual drifting. So, will Waluigi manage to claw his way up to 1st place? Or will Team AI manage to get a clean sweep with their 4-win streak? See you after the break.